The biggest thing that I see multi-passionates struggle with is niching down. And today we're going to be talking about how you should position your brand over just niching down, sticking to one thing and picking one lane. Hi, my name is Madison. I am a business and personal brand strategist, and I have helped thousands of multi-passionates build and grow their personal brand online. And the biggest thing that I see is, oh, I should niche down. I should pick one thing. I should just talk about one thing. And what happens is it works for a while, but you end up hitting a wall where you have to pivot, where you have to shift and completely change things up. And you keep doing that. And I call it niche hopping, right? You just keep skippity jumping niches, and you never really have a sustainable brand. So today we're going to be talking about the 3 things that you need to know when it comes to positioning your brand over niching. And the first one, which is one of the most important things to know, is who are you speaking to? You need to determine who you're speaking to in your content. And I don't mean demographics. I don't mean women over 45. I mean their psychographics. So you need to be able to answer these questions to allow yourself to get to know your audience, because one of the best ways to build a personal brand is to make sure that your audience feels seen and heard with your content. And the only way you're going to know how to do that is get to know them, right? So the first thing is, what are their fears? What are they really struggling with? What are they scared of? What are they hesitant about? What challenges are they facing? What are their fears? What are their symptoms? Why are they having specific problems? Number 2, what are their desires? What do they really want? What do they love? What do they hate, right? What do they truly want, and be descriptive on it. They don't just want to make money. They want to be able to pay off debt and buy their dream house and not have to check their bank account anytime they buy furniture, right? Getting more specific. Number 3, what's getting in the way of them to get what they want, right? What habits do they need to actually break to get what they want, right? Maybe that you are into fitness coaching or you create content around fitness and they're hitting a plateau. Your community is hitting a plateau. They can't lose weight, they can't build muscle, but they have a habit of actually working out too much. They're working out 7 days a week. They have a habit of working out too much. So maybe you talk about, you're actually working out too much. Here's how to create a workout plan for your specific body. So what habits do they need to break to be able to get what they want at the end of the day? Most important, okay? Number 4 is, I want you to think about, what have they tried that hasn't worked? What are things that they've tried that just haven't worked before? And I want you to really tap into that. So I could say something like, if you're struggling to grow your TikTok online, you've tried posting 3 times a week, you've tried niching down, you've tried adding in all of these hashtags, but you're still not breaking out of the 200 view jail, here is why, right? That is specific. What have they tried that hasn't specifically worked at all, right? I want you to determine, what is their identity, right? What is the identity that they need to create to be able to get to their specific result and the transformation they want, okay? Because the best way to build community is have a shared identity. So tapping into, you are someone who has high standards, you are someone who values freedom, you are someone who loves the simple life. Really call out their identity and who they are, so you really need to know that. So you need to get really clear on who you're speaking to, because when you start creating videos and when you start creating content, you are going to be able to mirror their experience, even if you are talking about multiple topics. So maybe you like to talk about confidence, mindset, traveling, living abroad, making money. You could create a video and be like, you're someone who wakes up every single morning ready to tackle the day. You know, this is the day that you are going to get what you want. You're going to make money. You're going to start your business. You're finally going to feel that freedom that you want. But when it gets to about 2 o'clock, the inner thoughts start coming in. Can I actually do this? Should I just put it off? Do I need to study more? Do I need to invest in another program? Right? When you create videos, you're able to be specific and mirror the experience that your audience is having. So getting clear on the person that you're speaking to, instead of picking one topic to talk about, get specific on the psychographics of your community, okay? Number 2, when it comes to brand positioning, is you need to get clear on the things that you want to be known for. This is huge. Instead of asking yourself, what do I post? You need to ask yourself, what do I actually want to be known for? And usually I tell my multi-passionates, you can pick 3 to 5 things that you want to be known for. You don't have to pick one. It might be easier to pick 3 things to start off with at first. So you can pick 3 to 5 that you want to be known for. But this is very important to determine. And the way that you can determine this is understanding the intersection points between your passions and strengths. So you can list all of your passions on the left side, all of your strengths on the right side, and what are the intersection points between your passions and your strengths, right? And that is how you can find the themes of what you love and what you're good at to be able to create content online of what you specifically want to be known for. So you need to determine, what do I actually want to be known for online? What are the things I want to be known for? Okay. So instead of like, what do I post? What do you actually want to talk about? What do you love? What do you hate? What are you really good at? What are you passionate about? And finding the intersection points between those things is really going to be key to stay consistent online. Your topics can always shift and change, but when your brand is built on what you're good at and what you're passionate about, the pivots and the shifts and the additions to the topics won't make much of a difference to your audience because you already love what you're talking about, and people can feel that energy through the screen. And energy and conviction is everything when it comes to building a personal brand. It really is at the end of the day. If you don't love what you're talking about, if you hate what you're talking about, if you aren't passionate about what you do, people are honestly going to feel that through the screen. And that is like the first step to a personal brand. You want to love what you're talking about. So when it comes to the topics that you want to be known for, you need to determine, what are you good at and what do you love, and finding those themes. So you're able to craft your known for topics, is what I call them. And those are going to be the topics that you're known for, that you create content on, that you're able to create videos on. And number 3, all great personal brands stand up against something and for something. So a lot of brands are controversial, right? Or they just stand for and against something. So you need to determine what your beliefs are. So once you have the topics that you want to be known for, you need to determine, based off the industry that you're in and the topics that you're known for, maybe the industry that you're in is online coaching, or maybe it's just you're an online creator, or maybe you're in the fitness space or health space, relationships, manifestation, whatever that is. What are your beliefs around your industry? And what are you anti in your industry, right? I'm anti-niche, but I shift the perspective to be positioned instead. You need to determine, what do you fully believe in with your full chest, okay? And what do you stand against? Because what this is going to do is going to attract community to you, but repel the wrong people. Because if you're trying to please everyone, you're going to please no one. Okay. If you're trying to please everyone, you're going to please no one. So what this is going to do is going to repel the wrong people that aren't for you. Okay. It's going to attract the right people who are like, oh, I believe that too, or I love her perspective on that, or I'm so glad she said that because I was thinking of that the other day. You're going to attract people who feel that way. So backtrack. When it comes to positioning your brand, you need to know who you're speaking to. You need to know the topics that you want to be known for, the intersections and themes between your passions and your strengths. And you need to know what you're going to stand for and what you're going to stand against online. All great brands have a common enemy, or a villain, as you would call it, right? You can't please everyone, and sometimes building a brand, you're going to repel people. So those are the 3 things you need to know to position your brand. Now, there's way more to know when it comes to building a personal brand, but if you're a multi-passionate, that's a great start to really just brain dump and determine, who do I actually want to speak to? Oftentimes the person you're speaking to is like you, maybe 6 months ago or 12 months ago or something like that. And you also need to determine, what do I actually want to be known for? Not what someone else is doing online, what you're actually good at, your passions and your strengths, and your beliefs around your industry. So if you all have questions, just drop them in the comments below, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.